I'm Kelly Baumgartner. I'm a licensed speech language pathologist. I work in a school setting currently with kindergarten through fifth grade students. I support a wide range of communication needs. So I'm especially passionate about argumentative and alternative communication. So AAC devices. I work with a lot of friends who are on the spectrum and who use AAC devices to communicate. And it's just great to kind of help families and children find their voice and with confidence and in different ways. I would say a big difference for a student or a kid receiving therapy from a school setting versus a setting more like clinic like Empowered Heroes is the fact that for a clinic, there are different guidelines for speech therapy than in a school. So in the school, we're kind of following the standards of academics and kind of like we can work on more functional things, but it is harder. It's like what's impacting them in the classroom and with their academics, and that's what we have to focus on. If there's nothing really truly impacting them, then it's hard for us to see them. When it comes to Empowered Heroes, where we see a kid and we kind of analyze and we're like, hey, we could work on this. I know it's not maybe something that a school setting might not work on, but we can work on it here and making that more functional. Even like being a self-advocate kind of for themselves, like asking wants and needs. There's kind of just different things that we can work on. There's less guidelines here because we're able to use different resources than a school setting is able to use. So in high school, when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do when I grew up, because that's a big question everyone wants to know, I was really drawn to working with students. My whole family, my mom, everyone works with students on the spectrum, off the spectrum. So having been in speech therapy myself when I was in elementary school, that experience kind of stuck with me and I kind of remembered in the back of my head. And I was able to go and shadow a speech therapist that my mom worked closely with and kind of see how her day-to-day looked like. And that kind of gave me the path of, hey, maybe this is out there for you. I am the middle child, so I have 3 older, 3 younger, and I also work in the same school district that I grew up in. So it's kind of a full circle moment. So there are still teachers and other staff members that I actually had when I was in elementary school that are still working that are now my coworkers. So my favorite part about neurodiverse individuals is kind of their unique perspective. They kind of think and communicate in creative and out of the box ways, and it kind of makes me grow as a therapist because it kind of makes you think, like, look, like kind of seeing them learn and new things through their eyes and their perspective is kind of exciting and meaningful. Every day is different. You never know what to expect. You can have something planned and, we're doing something else today, but that goes for anyone. They kind of bring unique perspectives, creativity to a table. It kind of helps build meaningful connections and celebrating the progress in all forms, not just what we think progress looks like, but even the small wins for them. Some common misconceptions about speech therapy are, in general, we get a lot of, oh, like you're fixing like the certain sounds, how kids produce R is a big one. If you ask anyone, like, what do you do? And it's like, oh, you just teach kids how to talk, right? But there's just so much more. We support everything from language development to social skills to AAC, fluency, cognitive communication as well. We work from a range of infants, even babies, all the way up into adulthood who had strokes or TBIs. It's all about helping individuals connect and be able to express themselves in a meaningful way. If that is working on the R sound or L, great. If that is more social, teaching them how to even text through an app or something, then that's something we work on too. How I help nonverbal or clients who might have limited communication to express themselves, I use a variety of tools tailored to kind of each child's needs. So not everything's going to work for each child, including an AC device. It could be low tech or high tech, a piece of paper with just, functional words on there. It could be an iPad that even expands more. It could just be even gestures like more, or even routines or like first then visuals like that, to kind of help those individuals kind of communicate. Favorite speech activity or game in my sessions in the school is always either like pop the pig or pop the pirate. So kind of those suspense games where you kind of don't know what's going to happen when. Kind of keeps the kids engaged and kind of sometimes makes them forget that we're here to learn and we're learning, and make it a more playful experience because it could be hard, it could be challenging for them. Also, even just like the simplest, most made up games that you think they're maybe on the spot or like the kids are interested in something that day. I've even come up with like trash basketball where we have pieces of paper, a trash can. We throw the ball in there every time they do their question or the sound, and they love it. And it's a competition, and it's great. Parents and caregivers play a crucial role in speech and language process. They're a huge part of the process, not just as supporters, but also participants in their child's growth. So we work closely with them just because the therapy doesn't stop just in the session and at the clinic. It kind of continues on at home. And there's so many meaningful times where communication can be built on mealtime, playtime, story time, even just routines like bedtime or walking around the store and just labeling food items or putting things in the cart. So it truly becomes a team effort, and some of the most powerful gains happen outside of the therapy room. It's awesome kind of share the experience with the parents and caregivers, like the small ones at home, as well as the small ones here, and seeing them kind of generalize their skills in all settings. How I tailor therapy for kids versus adults. Kids is more of like the play based, like we're playing those games or kind of making interactive, kind of seeming like, hey, we're working, but we're also having fun at the same time. Where for adults, it's more of kind of that functional route. So it's what's going to help them their day to day living. What's going to help them kind of be successful? Is it, working on memory, working on even just labeling functional items in the house or even doing routines? Just because whether that's, we're regaining those speech after a stroke or improving social interactions or even addressing swallowing difficulties, we still want them to have meaningful communication with other members of the family as well. How I celebrate small wins with my clients is kind of we celebrate big. So whether it's a high five or it's just a smile or it's a, woohoo, nice job. It's positive or verbal encouragement and just being like, hey, you did it, reinforcement, because that's the smallest thing they need. I love sharing wins with families and having them kind of give them praise as well. But then it's also like families sharing those small wins with us because kids love the praise and they love to be like, hey, you're doing a great job. And they're like, oh, I am doing a great job. And it helps build that confidence as well.